Hello, and welcome to today's yoga chat here on YouTube. So happy to have you here today. If you don't know me, my name is Tonya. I am the founder of yogabytonya.com. So today's chat, or what we're talking about today, is the things I wish more women or more people knew or understood about being consistent with your yoga practice. So, consistency in your yoga practice, what it is, what it isn't. So, for first, let's just start with consistency. Consistency doesn't mean practicing or being perfect every day. It doesn't mean you're showing up perfectly every day. Um, Consistency is showing up weekly in a manner or a way that makes sense to you. I recommend at least twice a week, if not three. But so don't beat yourself up if you're not, showing up every day for an hour-long class. Um, that's not the point. And then when you do fall off the wagon, it's about returning to your practice, creating a rhythm that works for you, and just beginning to let go of all or nothing mindsets. So, just beginning to look at your mindset about what you think your yoga practice should look like versus what would be a realistic practice for you. And then I would say short practices still count. So you don't have to practice for 60 minutes every day, like we just discussed. You don't have to practice 60 minutes two times a week or three times a week. Some weeks you have low, or days, weeks, months, seasons, you have low energy, right? So just 10-minute practices or 20-minute practices or a replay class or sometimes just a few mindful stretches on your mat or just getting on your mat can still count. Third, I would say progress isn't always obvious. So some of the biggest change happens gradually, just where you're unaware that change is happening until one fine day you have this aha moment where you're like, oh, look, I can do this thing and I didn't know I could do this thing. And or maybe you notice you have less stiffness or achiness in mornings or throughout the day, or easier movement throughout the day, or better balance. That happens a great deal. People are very proud of that, excited about that. A lot of people struggle with balance. More confidence, not only on your mat, but in your daily life, you just show up with life in life with more confidence. And you learn or notice that you start to feel more calm under stress or stressful situations. So those are some of the things that you notice that can gradually start to take shape in your life. Um, for life will interrupt your routine, and that's okay. That happens. That happens to me. That happens to everybody. So missing a few classes doesn't erase your progress. Sometimes you just go off your schedule and you miss more than a few classes. You miss a few weeks or a month or months or sometimes years. The important thing is to return without guilt. It happened, just accept it, move on, and just show up again. Consistency is built by coming back and again, just not being perfect. So just letting go of what a perfect practice might look like or be. So five is support makes consistency easier. So you don't have to figure this out on your own. You can look for help. So that would probably look like something that had, or somewhere that had scheduled classes. Um, a teacher you trust, so the teacher you choose or the teacher that you connect with that you trust is really important in yoga. And if you find yourself in a situation where so students have talked about this. A teacher makes you feel bad about yourself or makes you feel embarrassed or says something rude. Teachers should not do that, but they do. They say something that makes people feel insecure. But so you want to avoid that type of teacher. And if you have that experience in a class, that probably teacher's probably just not for you. Some teachers just like to teach a certain way. They prefer students that are already advanced or intermediate or have a strong practice. Um, they don't really want to modify that sort of thing. That happens, and a good teacher is able to teach to the entire class and adjust their flow to meet a portion of all the students' needs within the class. That doesn't mean like every student gets exactly what they need, especially if you have a variety of people in your class. You just have to kind of, I think about it as sprinkling a little something for everybody and just making sure we all get to the same point at the end of class, which is to feel balanced and centered and um, relaxed. So anyway, so that was just kind of a rabbit hole about teachers. Finding your teacher is really important. And a supportive community is also important. So a group of people that you connect with in the class is important. And class replays for later or weeks or busy weeks. So class replays are great too. So all of these can help make consistency much easier than relying on just motivation alone. So those are actually really important, those points we just discussed. So let's see. So if there's one thing you take away from this video, I hope it's that you learn that consistency isn't about being perfect. It's about showing up for you, making yourself a priority, scheduling that time for you, figuring out a routine, a schedule that works for you. And if you are looking for support, I would love to welcome you to my online membership at yogabytonya.com. We practice live 3 times a week, and I have class replays. The classes are varied, they're fun. I teach to whoever shows up. Oftentimes it's just one person, so maybe two, so you get a class that is structured to how you're feeling that day. So please let me know if I didn't touch on something that you've learned about consistency for you, not only in your yoga practice, but in your fitness and wellness life. Um, what 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 are your strategies to help you stay consistent? I'd love to know more about that. And also, if you want to support me, the best way to do that right now is to subscribe to my channel, like this video, leave a comment. I really appreciate it. So have a wonderful rest of your day, and I look forward to chatting with you soon.